What up, El Trevor? How are you? I'm doing great. Good drawing? Yeah, thanks. You should add grammar lessons in your shorts to get more views and random fun facts. Man, maybe. Hmm. Hi, what up, cool art dude? What is the character's lore? Well, Rook is a bad guy. He is born from a human and a vampire, so he's half vampire. And he's a natural born, so being a natural born vampire basically just makes you a full vampire. He is a robotics engineer, and he also tries to work on finding a cure for said vampirism. He eventually gets a very bad maiming that blows his arm off completely and gives him really bad third-degree burns on his chest, where he then begins using cybernetics to, well, replace those chunks of his body that he lost. Designing the hammer arm, which is the robotic arm that he uses. He calls it the hammer arm. It's obviously like really, really strong. And he doesn't really use it in hand-to-hand combat. Instead, what he uses it for is for this custom-made gun. Like a giant magnum that is able to basically blow somebody away like give him like put a massive hole in them, and he would replace one of his eyes, specifically his left eye, with a robotic one, so that way he wouldn't have to like point his gun and aim. He would just be able to aim his gun in a general direction and hit his target. So drawings after too much Final Fantasy. What do you mean after too much Final Fantasy? I drew some Final Fantasy, or I did some Final Fantasy, and well, I said I'd play it tomorrow. I didn't have too much of it. I just played what I felt like was a fair amount. Because I did feel tired, and I thought I tried to go to sleep, and I couldn't. But I'm going to play more Final Fantasy tomorrow. So what up, Luna YouTube? How you doing? So how's your guys' night going? Okay, I'm going now. Have a good night. All right, see you, El Trevor. Thanks for stopping by. See a cyborg? Kind of. Think like cyberpunk kind of stuff. After having his arm blown off, he used cybernetics to enhance himself, at least to the best of his ability. Because in my Project Agony, if you use cybernetics, you're giving up your vitality and mana. So he's lost a piece of himself by doing this. But he kind of needed to get his arm back. Cool. Yeah. Is he giving me a... What? He is giving me Ben 10 vibes? What? Have you ever tried cross shading? I've tried cross shading. It's kind of what I've done here. Cross shading, that looks kind of ugly to me sometimes. Depending on the texture of the material or the darkness and light of it, I do cross shading. But this material that's used in the bicep part is like a much darker material. How's it giving you Ben 10 vibes? Just thought crosshatch could look cool, kind of mechanical mesh. I mean, I've tried crosshatch before on mechanical parts, and they don't look good. I like crosshatch stuff on like fabric materials. Is this not safe for work? How is this not safe for work? I'm drawing a man with a robotic arm. I'm not even done with shading his pants yet. Because once I usually do like this crosshatch pattern, I go over it in a light shade of gray to give it that fabric texture. You should animate. I love the lore. Yeah, his name is Rook. You can see it right up here. So he's a vampire cyborg that's got quite the quick draw. That's such a cool character. What if you add a mustache? Nah, I don't want to add a mustache to him. I think his beard is good enough. I have actually never imagined Rook with a mustache. What if you add little god ears? What? Dog ears? No, I'm not adding anything like that to this character. Goodbye then, I feel like I'm not wanted here. What do you mean that you're not wanted here? What did I say? Because I didn't want to add furry parts to him? If just saying no, I don't want to add those kind of things to this character makes you feel like you're not wanted here, that's crazy. I didn't say anything like get out of here or anything like that. I just said I don't want to add furry parts to this character. How is... I don't know, man. Some people are offended so easily. If you didn't want to be here, then that's okay. But like, don't make me seem like I'm the bad guy saying you're not welcome here or whatever. I never said that. I didn't do anything like that. I just didn't want to add furry parts to this character. He's not a furry. He's a man. He's a human. I have Beastman characters. Understandable, I'm a furry too, but I want to be able to turn the characters into furries. I mean, yeah, like, I'm sorry if that makes you feel unwelcome that I won't turn a character into a furry. The pocket looks like... it's just like one of those like weird cargo pants pockets. I don't know, I never really designed much of his legs. Most of the design focus for this was in the mechanical arm here. I wanted to make it look like it was multi-plated and all that stuff. What pencil do you use? A mechanical pencil. Are those wires? They're kind of like muscle fiber meshes that kind of like they contract like muscles do. So he's able to do things. Like that's kind of what it's like. Is like they're like giant wires that make like that contract like muscle fibers. Hi again. What up, Kaiten? What up, Daisy? $32.08 for me. I mean 308. 328. It's 12:29 for me. So you're 3 hours ahead of me. Can you what? Can you draw with your left hand? No, I cannot. I really can't. It's 2:30 for me. You're 2 hours ahead of me. What up, Play with Lee? How you doing? Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. And there we go. Rook. The Mechanical Man. He's intimidating. Yeah. So you can see, there we go. If I block that, you can kind of see his face a little better. But yeah, that's Rook. I got some other ones. Let me see if I can get those real quick. I can just. I did this one. Let me. So I did this one of Power, my character Power punching a punching bag yesterday. Doing great. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yep. So that's Power. I have a few other ones. I drew my girlfriend the other night. Yeah, so here's my girlfriend Jessica I drew. She needs bigger clothes. Yeah, the thing with Power is Power actually gets bigger the more she fights. She gets really ripped. That's cool, yeah. So she asked me on Discord to draw her. So I drew her. Me and her went on our first date after a couple months of dating. So we went to her workplace for a date, which that's a story in its own, because boy, that some parts of that date really pissed me off, both me and her, about this one guy who kind of tried to ruin basically any happiness of anyone there. How many characters or OCs do you have? Over 100. I have this drawing of Eyeless Jack, the creepypasta. And then I did Jeff the Killer, a remake of one of my old doodles. How old is Rook? Rook is in his 30s. Love horror, yeah. So I did this. This is a remake of this one, because I did this one a few months ago, back when I was still in high school. So about 10 months ago at this point. And or about 8 months actually. And this is the remake, so I'll show you side by side real quick. So it's been so long since people mentioned him. Yeah, I watched Pastra's rewrite. I liked Pastra's rewrite of him. Face seems better now. Yeah. Initially, I wanted to draw some of my girlfriend's OCs. Jessica, I wanted to draw some of her OCs, but I don't exactly know. Yeah, I don't really know if her OCs are safe enough to draw. She's got some really weird OCs. Let's see, what else do I got? Let's see if I got any really good ones I liked. Oh yeah, I made this one a while ago. This is Vile. He works with Rook. Today's viewers are kind of low. Yeah, it's just how it is. That's how it's been lately. I used to score hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and now I'm getting like barely anything. Here was my first ever character I ever drew when I was back 15 years ago. Balder. This was my first ever. Yeah, he's cool. He actually gets with a cat named Margaret, and he has a daughter named Zoe. I'll show off Margaret real quick. Oh yeah, right. Zoe. Here's Margaret. So here's Margaret. Nice to see you again. Yeah, so this is who Balder gets with. And then here is Zoe. That's who Balder's kid is. Looks cool, yeah. I got one with Zoe and her boyfriend, Malcolm. Zoe and her boyfriend. Who else do I got in here? I got a few other things. Here's one of my characters, Sarah. She's a good guy. Here's an OC, Janet. Janet's also a good guy. Love the art. Thanks. Here's another couple. Here's Emily and David. David is a human and Emily is an orc. So there's those two. Yeah, that's just a few. I'm not going to show off all of them. I will show off. So I have this page where I fill out. I do 3 drawings as guest requests. I do 3 guest requests, and then I move on. I won't end stream after this. I like to push my streams to an hour, but if you guys got any requests, you got 3. I'll do 3 requests, and try to keep your requests original and not be a cat. I do small, simple doodles because I want to fill up as many. I want to have a ton of doodles on this page from people that have made requests. I'm not going to do a dragon. That would take up way too much space, and I'm not really great at drawing dragons. I mean, like, simple things. A dog. Since we have a cat, we got a dog. Let's do a dog. Hold off on your requests. A bird and a snake. All right, so we're doing 3 animals today. And after this, a bird and a snake. So that's no more requests now. We'll do a little fat dog with some skinny legs. I used to have a dog like that, actually. So then we got one skinny leg. We got another skinny leg. We got a third skinny leg. And then we got the last skinny leg. And then a long little tail like that. And there we go. There's a fat dog with skinny legs. Next up is a snake. And there's the snake. And then a bird. I'm not the greatest at drawing birds, but we'll do a bird. And you know what? To make things funnier, I got a little thing for at the end. And then we'll give him angry eyebrows. He's an angry bird. Any of you guys remember some of those old Angry Bird games? Like Angry Bird, here's the bird up close, by the way. There we go, under the 14. There's the bird. So, any of you guys, though, remember some of those Angry Bird games? Like Angry Birds Epic. That was my favorite one to play, was Angry Birds Epic. Yeah. Angry Birds Epic was definitely my favorite. Owl, please, if that's okay. Maybe I'll do that next time I do a drawing stream. I only do 3 per day. The snake wants to lick the dog. Well, yeah. So that's the 3 for today. We'll do 3 more tomorrow, and 3 more the next day, and 3 more that day, and 20 more the next. As you guys get it. We'll do 3 a day. I do 3 a day. I think I have. Oh yeah. So here are some of Jessica's OCs. Actually, these are all for OCs. She only has 4. That's such a low number for somebody as weird as her. But she's nice. She's really nice, actually. I want to get her on one of my streams one of these days. I would like to. She just works a lot, and then she has like this school she goes to. It's not exactly college. So when we were going to graduate, she got held back because she was missing some credits. So she had to take another like half year of school or like year of school. She only goes to school Monday and Friday, and she only goes for about 3 hours. So she can't be missing that many credits if she's allowed to leave after 3 hours. You see my chat right now, bro? They, them, they. Yeah, what about it? How you doing, Blue Lock? What up, Charmander guy? What up, Roar? Nice OCs. These are not my OCs, actually. These guys are not my OCs. These are all Jessica's OCs, my girlfriend's. Her main OC, Breeze, which appears in most of her artwork. I've only seen Grace once in all of her images. I've been told about Mary, and she's a bunny. I've seen 1 image of her, and I've seen 1 image of this character named Cartel. Yes, Cartel. I was confused about it. Don't worry. And apparently Cartel is made of candy. But this is the OC I see the most, and I don't think any of these would be safe to draw, actually. Jessica is interesting. Nice long time no see. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while, I guess. What are you doing today? I've been drawing some stuff. I just drew Rook. I will show off Rook. Here's Rook. I just drew him. Breeze, I think, is a Gardevoir. I think Breeze is supposed to be a Gardevoir, but a really, really curvy Gardevoir. Jessica is one of those people. She looks like she will push anyone down the stairs if they breathe too loud. Interesting. The snake was licking the doggy. Yeah, I guess. I didn't really mean for it to look like that. I know I got to go. All right, see you, Roar. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I would try to draw. Breeze. Actually, says Breeze is. Well, she looks to be the easiest one to draw, but I don't think I could draw them. I don't think YouTube would like it if I drew them. So, bye. All right, see ya. Yeah, see you, Roar. Most of the body is just sus, but the face is nice. Yeah, basically, this character, like, if I had it, like, here's the character's head. You probably can't even see that. So I'll show you like a diagram of what Grace's body looks like. So Grace's head, or not Grace, not this character, Breeze's body. I'm getting the names mixed up. Breeze, her main OC, is kind of built like this. So you have Breeze's head. You guys see that? What is tomorrow's stream? Haven't decided. And then you have Breeze's really thin neck. And then she's kind of got these huge, and I mean, I'm underestimating the size of these things. And I don't know why Jessica designed this character like this, but I mean, like, these huge honkers. Like that, with really tiny arms that are kind of like toothpicks. And then the character kind of curves down like this, and then kind of has these really big hips. Like, so big, it looks like she could fall over. Kind of like that. And that's kind of how she looks, which is just interesting. These three I could not draw. I could not draw any of these three. Cartel, Grace, and Mary. It's so cold IRL. Yeah, my room gets really cold, especially during nighttime. Like, my room gets freezing. Thick thighs save lives. I mean, that is true. I just woke up, so I got to go soon. All right. I drew these of her OCs. This one I had a direct reference for. This one was not a very good reference. It was a really old drawing. This one I had a more recent reference of, but I didn't really copy it exactly to style. And then Cartel, I've only seen Cartel once in a really low quality photo, like a JPEG. But this one's the better one looking of all of them. And this one appears in the most of her artwork. And if you're wondering who Jessica is my girlfriend. I will show off Jessica one more time. The one I drew of her. Because I drew Jessica for funsies in one of my streams. I don't know why I got SpongeBob tracks in my head right now. Here's Jessica. I drew Jessica. Well, she asked me to draw her, and I drew her on stream, so, yeah. And then, yeah, those are her OCs. She works at McDonald's down by, like, literally the McDonald's, like, right down the street from where I live. And that's where we had our first date, as embarrassing as that is. But we had a lot of fun, aside from one of her coworkers, who was, like, the most condescending dickhead I've ever seen. Like, cannot stand anyone else to be happy. I don't know. He was a dickhead. He almost threw our food on the floor when he delivered it to us. I got furious at that. Yeah, so nothing else happening? Good. I was making sure. I was kind of scared because my internet is kind of shitty and it crashes during stream sometimes. So as long as you guys can still hear me, we're okay. So, I would say ask some questions about these characters. I know very little about these three. I know a little bit about this one. Jessica has not told me very much about her OCs. I've told her a lot about mine. Hers, though, I don't really know. So, like I said, this one is kind of like a wolf, bunny, and this one's made of candy. And then this one's a Gardevoir. That's like the basis I know. And then I know this one's got some weird history. And this one wears glasses, and that's like it. Anyway, let's go back to Rook, since that's what the stream was more or less about, was Rook. What up? My name is Ben. How you doing? And thank you for saying it looks cool. Those I just drew for some of her OCs, but here's one of my OCs. I'm erasing some of this stuff over here off to the side. I got to go. All right, see you, Mary Lopez. Thank you for joining in. Nice to have you here. Hello, Rui. I don't know. Long time no see. Yeah. What do you mean long time no see? You were just in my stream yesterday. I'm wearing headphones so you're loud. You're not too loud. Well, I'm not that far away from my phone. I mean, I had to use my hands like right here, so I'm drawing off to the like my head's like maybe like right off to the right. So, of course, I'm gonna be a little loud. Turn it down if that's the case. Make me? No. Man, I'm getting tired. Does he have lore? Yeah. I've already explained it in this stream. You can always go back and watch the VOD, but I'll explain real quick. He's a bad guy. He's born a vampire. I'm just giving you some rundown real quick. He's a bad guy. He was born a vampire. He's trying to find a cure for vampirism. An accident caused his arm to be blown completely off, and he got really bad burns on his body. So he started using cybernetics to replace said arm. So, yeah. And he's got a cybernetic eye. So, did you take your meds? Yeah, I took my meds earlier today. I've been eating Cadbury eggs. These mini Cadbury eggs. I see. I don't really want to draw any much more tonight. Kind of tired. If you guys are wondering how you can find my streams, you can always go to the live tab. If you go, so when you click on my YouTube, you go to the live section and you can find all the streams there. It'll show you all the times I've gone live. I didn't chat because my network wasn't working. That sucks. I don't have a Target. I don't have a Target or Walmart or anything. Damn. Damn, that sucks. You got things like a GameStop at least? McDonald's Wi-Fi. Dude, McDonald's Wi-Fi actually isn't that bad. People give it so much slack, or people give it so much, like, McDonald's Wi-Fi is not that bad. I think it's just fine. It's good enough to work, but it's not like 10K Ultra or anything like that. My dad got banned at Walmart. That's crazy. What'd he do? I don't sketch PFPs. There's a few reasons for that. You have to travel an hour in order to get to McDonald's. That's crazy. Yeah, my girlfriend Jessica works at McDonald's. She says it's okay there, but she has this coworker, and I met him when we went on our date there. He was the biggest dickhead, and it's like, dude, you work at McDonald's, dude. You don't need to ruin everyone else's day because you're unhappy. He was so condescending, dude. He acted like he was better than everyone else that walked in. Why don't I draw PFPs anymore? So a couple of months ago, when I started streaming back in January, I used to do where I draw a whole bunch of requests, and then while I was drawing those requests, some people would ask me to draw the PFPs, and I would do it. However, sometimes I would mess up on their PFPs because you guys probably think your PFPs look normal. But to me, they're really, really tiny and all that stuff, so I can't see them all that well. So I try my best to follow along with what I see, but some people got so angry that I messed up their PFP. I got personal emails on my email. They were sent to me, and they were death threats. Some people were threatening to send a bomb to my house. The coworker, yeah, that coworker of Jessica's is really dumb. He is like really, really condescending. He's such an asshole. But yeah, so I got death threats for that though. So I don't draw PFPs anymore. I don't write names. I don't do PFPs. I don't do country flags. I don't draw a lot of things now because I got death threats over it, and I just don't want to. Hope you feel okay. I'm fine now. That was months ago. Like, that was back in January. I'm fine. Tactical nuke incoming. You need a face change. You need to change face. What do you mean change face? The face is fine looking. It's supposed to be a cartoonish art style. How is your oldest live a month ago? Okay, so I used to not upload my lives. Because you have the option to upload them or not. And while I started streaming back in January, I wasn't uploading them because I didn't like them. I didn't like how they turned out. People were being so rude in some of them. But a month ago when I played Spelunky, I decided to upload it because it was a major accomplishment for me that I beat a really hard boss and a challenge in it. So I uploaded it because I was really happy with it. But I didn't upload some of those streams after that. So there's actually a few streams that were in between that one and my next one that were uploaded. But when I realized I need to get my watch hours, I needed to upload them, I started uploading them no matter what. So, yeah. Eventually, I just started uploading them no matter what I did. You're so nice. Thank you. Some people think I'm like the meanest person on earth because I say no. I really hope I can say no to some of you guys and still be a good person. You know, I feel like there should be a point where I should be allowed to say no to some things. Some people think I am the meanest person because of that. Like earlier in today's stream, if any of you remember or were here for it, there was somebody in the stream that got so offended because I said no to them that I didn't want to make this character here into a furry. They thought I was telling them to leave and get out of here and that I hated them. And they were like, I can clearly tell I'm not wanted here. And I was like, I didn't say anything about that. I just said I didn't want to turn this character into a furry. They freaked out over it, though. Who cares? I don't mind. I have some furry OCs. I have Beastmen OCs that would technically be seen as furries. I don't mind them. I have some furry OCs. I mean, hell. But not all my characters are furries. I have to go to bed now. Bye. I'm going to be ending stream soon. So, you have a good night. The hell's wrong with them? I don't know. I'm not going to say any names. I don't want people getting harassed. But, anywho, hope you guys have a good one, though. I'm going to end stream now, and I'm going to try and lay down and go to bed. People keep on bullying me for making a single furry OC, because some people don't like that. Some people are just so upset with themselves, they can't stand people being other things. My dad works in Dubai, I'm not bragging. Okay. What is there to brag about that? Nighty-night, yep. I do not like furries. Then don't like furries. But don't get mad at other people for liking furries, dude. If you don't like furries, that's all you. But don't get mad and bully other people because they like furries. It's as simple as that. Don't bully them. If you don't like them, just leave them alone. Otherwise, it does make you look like the bad guy because if you bully people that like them. Simple as that. For real? Yeah. My friend is tweaking right now. That sounds crazy. Did I say I bully them? Well, no, but we're on the subject of bullying and furries. So I'm just saying, and you said it in all caps, so I was just saying, did not say you did. I'm just saying you could just stay away from them. I never said that you do bully furries. Wherever you're pulling that from, that's crazy. But I like furries. You can like furries. Just don't bully people for liking what they like. Just don't bully people for it. Just not the gay ones. What's wrong with a gay furry? I don't see what's wrong with it. All right, guys. I'm going to peace out now. So I hope you all have a good night. And I'm going to try and get some sleep. I recommend you guys do the same thing if it's nighttime for you guys. You want to know why my dad was banned from Walmart? That's a story for another day. You should have told me earlier, but story for another day, so look forward to it. I want to know about that pill-shaped eraser. Story for another day. All right, guys. I'll be seeing you.